Welcome. Okay, so in this lesson, we are going to learn how to find the angle measure of an unknown angle. Let me give some side links here. We're going to be using inverse trigonometric ratios in this lesson to find the missing angle measure, which can be represented by theta. Theta is just basically the eighth letter in the Greek alphabet and is used to represent a reference angle, a variable angle, a missing angle that we're trying to solve for, basically. So I can basically replace this with x and y and it would still be the same. So don't worry about it. Don't let it trip you up. Okay? Now find the measure of theta in degrees, says the problem. First, let's label our sides. The side opposite, or the longest side, the side across from the right angle, or the side opposite from the right angle slash the longest side is called the hypotenuse. The side connecting with the, or maybe I should do this. The side opposite of the angle or angle theta is called our opposite, the side length that's opposite, and the remaining side, or the side connecting the right angle with the theta or angle measure, is called adjacent. Now that we have our side lengths, we can determine what trigonometric function to use, right? We have no opposite. There is no opposite side length given. So we can just go ahead and erase opposite from our equation. So our trigonometric functions are sine, which means we're going to do the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. And last is tangent. Well, at least for this lesson, is going to be opposite over adjacent. With these ratios in mind, we can see which of these best fits our needed context of the problem. So we have the adjacent side length given, and we have the hypotenuse side given. So adjacent and hypotenuse leaves that we are going to use cosine, right? It tells us we're going to use cosine. So the inverse trigonometric functions, these are just trigonometric ratios right here. If it's inverse, then you're going to see a minus one on top, okay? And if you plug it into your calculator, inverse or arctan, whatever, right? It is going to identify that you're going to find an angle and using inverse, and then it'll calculate all that for you, okay? But first of all, if we're trying to find an angle, just leave it the same. We'll take care of it later. So, the side opposite, we don't have anything. The side adjacent, we do. And the side hypotenuse, we do have a side length of 13. So this is going to be, we're going to do the adjacent first. So cosine of theta is going to be equal to, first of all, the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Now, let's isolate theta. Okay, let's isolate theta. And what we're going to need to do is move cosine to the other side. So finally we have theta is equal to the inverse or arc of cos, or what? The inverse of cosine minus 1, 12, 13. And that's what we have, right? So basically all we're going to do now is plug that inverse into a calculator. I don't know if you can see my calculator here, but we're going to turn it on. And we're already at the scratch pad. So trig, we're going to go to cosine inverse 12 divided by 13. And then we're going to do control enter. 22.61. So we're going to round it to the nearest hundredths, which is theta is going to be equal to 22.62 degrees. So that is our final answer for theta. Okay. And if what else should I say? If it asks to find radians, make sure your calculator is in radian mode. because specifically for this problem it asks degrees. So I put my calculator in degree mode. And if it's radians, make sure to put your calculator in radians mode or you will get the problem wrong. Okay? But generally, I think it asks for degrees. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching.